that. It used to be only be able to be stored for 5 days in a normal fridge, and that's now gone up to 31 days, which is why that's made such a difference.
Yeah. 6:37. Sally's here to talk about the sport. Time now, and Carol has got the most wonderful view for us this morning from the top of the London Eye. Morning to you.
Morning, Carol.
Good morning. It really is. We've got more blue skies coming up. Thank you, Carol.
A lot of time for Carol's jumper as well today. It's lovely, that, isn't it?
The views, yeah, everything.
Everything's good. Now,
the next view is fantastic too. Go on.
Yeah, 6:46. Home to 250,000 plants, the UK's largest accessible walled garden and 154 acres of greenery. One of Europe's biggest gardening projects opens today after a year-long delay.
It is the RHS Garden Bridgewater. It's the first of its kind to be created in an urban environment and has been 4 years in the making. John Maguire.
Also, hopefully we'll be able to speak to that guest at some stage. There is something I'd like to speak to you about, Louise. Did you see this story yesterday?
Oh, I worry when you say something like that.
I'll save that for later.
Something I'd like to speak to you about, Headmaster. OK, Headmaster.
No, not to tell you what. It's about
scary.
chocolate. I'll tell you about chocolate later on, but I think
okay.
John can hear us.
Absolutely mesmerised by it. Thank you so much. We'll be back with you throughout the morning. Thank you.
It looks absolutely cool. It's only actually 7 miles away from where we are sat this morning in our studio here on breakfast.
Right now, let's catch up with the news, travel and the weather wherever you're watching us. Headlines at 7 in the morning. Thank you.
It looks absolutely cool. It's only actually 7 miles away from where we are sat this morning in our studio here on breakfast.
Right now, let's catch up with the news, travel and the weather wherever you're watching us. Headlines at 7.
Good morning, welcome to Breakfast with Louise Minchin and Dan Walker.
Our headlines for you at 7 o'clock. Morning to you, Tuesday the 18th of May. Ministers are stepping up calls for people to book a coronavirus vaccination as soon as they're offered one, amid increasing concern over the Indian variant.
It's now spread to 86 local councils with more than 2,000 confirmed cases across the UK. And this comes as lockdown restrictions were eased in most of Britain yesterday to try and allow more social mixing. John Donnison has this report.
Police in Gloucester say there's enough evidence to begin excavation work at a cafe as they search for the body of a suspected victim of serial killer Fred West.
Officers are investigating the disappearance of 15-year-old Mary Bastholm, who worked at the cafe before she went missing all the way back in 1968.
Let's get more from our reporter Andrew Plant.
President Biden has said the US is working to secure a ceasefire after more than a week of violence between Israel and Palestinian militants.
Palestinian officials say 200 people have died since last Monday, while Israel's government said 10 people had been killed there.
Let's get the latest for you this morning from our Middle East.
7:10. In the last few minutes, we've heard the latest unemployment figures from the Office for National Statistics. Nina's heard them. She's got the details.
Something we're talking about this week is holidaymakers, because thousands of people jetted off on their first foreign holiday in months yesterday as travel restrictions were relaxed in many parts of Britain.
Portugal is one of those 12 destinations currently on the government's green list, which means British tourists won't have to self-isolate on their return. You remember yesterday we were on board a flight with our transport correspondent Caroline Davis. She was on where we're sitting.
Nice golf courses around there as always, you know.
You told me lots of times.
That's the golf face for you, the bored golf face.
An official trailer for Prince Harry and Oprah Winfrey's mental health documentary series has been released. And that's just the trailer. It's 7:15. We've got lovely views this morning, haven't we? Look at that one, Carol.
Is Windsor Castle that way?
Throughout the morning, Carol. We're really enjoying it. Thank you very much. Thank you.
It does look glorious this morning, doesn't it? It's 18 minutes past 7. You're watching Breakfast from the BBC.
15 years after teenager Kyan Prince was stabbed and killed outside his school in London, his dream of becoming a professional footballer is being realised through the help of technology.
His friends and family have worked with designers to turn Kyan into a character in this year's FIFA computer game, and the aim of that is to try and discourage young people from carrying knives. Breakfast Graham Satchell has the story.